here's something I can say about Paul Davis. Come here, Paul. No, keep on me. Don't change your... Look, the guy's a fucking giant. And he made a really good film. Get the fuck out of here. And wait. He made a really good film, but don't do what he did, because he's incredibly lucky and skilled, but it's actually going to be released, and there are all these fans making these films now. Make sure you have the rights, okay? But now here's someone who actually pulled it off, and he did a good job. Now talk to him.
How old were you when you first saw American Werewolf in London?
I first saw An American Werewolf in London when I was 3 years old. I was a rabid Michael Jackson fan, which probably putting in that context isn't very nice to say. Great thing to say. But no, I was a big Michael Jackson fan. I saw the making of Thriller when I was 3, and you know, there are clips in there where Michael Jackson and John Landis are talking about An American Werewolf in London, and my parents recorded like the BBC British television premiere of Werewolf in 1984, I think it was. And I saw that, and because I'd seen the making of Thriller and I knew that it was all makeup and all fiction and people make monsters, they make movies, I could appreciate it, that that's what it was fiction. So I absolutely loved it. I fell in love with it, and you know, it just launched my love for the horror genre. I went on to, you know, 5 years old and watching the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, Halloween, Friday the 13th, and The Exorcist when I was 9. So yeah, it kind of like got me on the way. And I've been in love with it ever since. I think it's still a remarkable movie. I mean, what's not to like? It's funny, it's scary, it's got amazing boobs in it, and you know, it still holds up.
Speaking of boobs, that shower scene didn't make it into your documentary.
No.
Any reason?
We asked a couple of people about the love-making scene, shall we call it? Mainly I asked David and Jenny about it, but I don't think David had a problem talking about it. Jenny didn't want to talk about it, understandably. Neither did John, actually. But all of the miscellaneous crews, like the first ADs, they told us loads of stuff. But you know, we stayed respectful to Jenny and everybody else's wishes, and we didn't put any of that stuff in.
So why did you do the documentary? What was the inspiration?
Well, I've always been a fan of feature-length, like really thorough feature-length documentaries, and I saw The Fear of God, which is one about The Exorcist, in 1998, and you know, I was a big fan of Mark Kermode because my favourite movie is The Exorcist and his favourite movie is The Exorcist, and he made this movie about The Exorcist that made me fall in love with The Exorcist all over again, and that was really, really inspiring. And I was just getting into journalism at that point, and you know, I was thinking to myself, wow, you know, I'd really like to do something like this for a movie that I love, so that other people can fall in love with it. You know, so when you know, fast forward nearly 10 years, at the end of 2006, I was writing an article for Horror Hound magazine, and because I was the only Brit on the staff, I was given the task of writing this article on American Werewolf in London. And while I was doing that, that's when the light bulb went off, and I was like, this was shot practically in our backyard. You know, this is the movie. This is the movie that I need. This is it. This is the documentary, and that's literally how the project started. I mean, I did the article, I think, in October of 2006. We were in pre-production in December. We started shooting on the 8th of March 2007. So it was the pre-production was really, really quick. We basically had near enough all of our interviews locked by February 2007. We were still adding additionals from there, but all the main principal people were locked very, very early on.
Was it hard to get hold of John?
John, no. The thing with John is he was when I first got in touch with him, he was very, very flattered. But his two questions were, why do you want to do this, and what do you expect to do with it? Because, you know, as John would have told you when you spoke to him, we didn't have the rights. We didn't have, you know, it was like a big fuck you to Universal. We were just these kids who just went out and did it. And as he said, we're very, very lucky that it's gotten this far. And the thing with John is we needed to get Universal interested before he would talk to us. So I called up the licensing department at Universal and I asked how much it would cost to license the clips. believe I'm lucky enough to win the lottery. You know, we've been lucky on this front, but I definitely don't think I can win the lottery. And I would need to if I wanted to pay for the price that they were asking. So I told the licensing woman what we were doing, and then she turned around and said, well, wait a minute, if you're doing this independently, you're doing a movie about a Universal-owned property, that's conflict of interest. So I was like, well, can't you go and talk to home video then? And she did. She, off her own back, she went and spoke to the people at home video, and then an hour later said, yeah, okay, send it to us when it's done. So I then forwarded that to Landis, and then he said, okay, well, I'm going to be in London in April, and so you can come and show me what you've done. and we did, and it was one of my fondest memories. John Landis seeing our 5-minute reel on a laptop in a cafe in London with iPod headphones on, watching this thing and just watching his jaw drop. And when every interviewee would come up, people were like, I thought that person was dead. Oh, holy shit, you know. And so he got in. That cemented his involvement in the project, and he's guided it to the finish line. He's been there ever since. It wouldn't be coming out if it wasn't for John. So.
And what's next?
What's next? Well, I'm starting work on a supernatural comedy horror. Very, very complicated to explain, so I won't get into it. But I pitched the idea to Neil Marshall and Jake West, and they both really loved it. And Jake West actually may be coming on board as a producer, which is very exciting. Because I haven't even written it yet. I just told them the idea, and they both really liked it. They might just be being kind, though. But directly after this, next year, I'm actually going to be a werewolf in a movie that Rob Green's doing. He met me after the screening of the documentary and asked me if I wanted to be a werewolf in this movie that he's doing. I'm not going to turn down the opportunity to become a monster. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. I think we go into pre-production in October, November. So I've already been typecast, fuckers.
There's been a big resurgence in horror in Britain. There's some good new horror coming out of Britain.
Well, dude, I mean, just look at some of the stuff we've got. Neil Marshall with Dog Soldiers and The Descent, Edgar Wright, Shaun of the Dead. I mean, Chris Smith, Severance, Creep, Triangle. You know, all these great British movies are being made. So why not? You know, I just think it's time that people laid off the zombie movies a bit, because they are starting to pile up. It's like a pile of dirty laundry that no one wants to go and clean. So that's why I want to do something. I mean, my first monster movie, I want to do ghosts. So we should see how that turns out.